with 3 classes that are playable, and then it's a best of 5 out of those 3 classes. I hope that made sense to everyone at home.
So we are getting into the next match here, and it looks like we're gonna have Tasmine pulling out his mage now, and Satib is switching to Warlock. So Satib just played the Warrior. Now he's gonna reveal what Warlock he has, and it looks like he's playing a very similar Warlock to what Tasmine just played.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. He has so he's got the Zoo, so we didn't get to see the Zoo Mirror Mage, or the I should say the Reno Mirror Mage. He's got the Hellfire and Earth and Ring. It could be Zoo though.
No, there's no way
no,
that's a Zoo.
You don't think so?
Bomb.
You don't think so?
I don't know what Zoo you're playing.
With the zombie show? I guess that's why I'm ranked 25.
Should probably take the Earthen Ring Farseer out of your Zoo luck.
Oh, damn. Next place. Next level place.
Things the face here. He could have opted to play the Doomsayer, but obviously there's no pressure really on the board. So he knows he's versing Reno most of the time because of the zombie chow there. Now we see Imp Gang boss come down for Satib. Yeah, Tasmine's just probably going to drop the Acolyte. You could go for Arcane Intellect here, but Acolyte's generally going to cause some disturbance on the board, whereas Arcane... and draw 2 cards, whereas Arcane Intellect just draws 2 cards with no disturbance. But he feels like he doesn't want to feed that Imp Gang boss, which I can get behind that too, because that guy can add a few imps to the board and make things kind of awkward for you.
Yeah, that is really annoying. He's going to want to deal with that in one fell swoop with the Doomsayer, I imagine. Otherwise, really awkward, as you said.
Yeah, he's really looking for a Frost Nova Doomsayer connection to happen. That's the dream for the Freeze Mage.
He's got a couple turns, and the Zombie Chow is huge for him, too, so that'll heal him back up for essentially free, since he's going to clear the board anyway. So he's not too worried about taking damage.
Yeah, as a Freeze Mage player, it's always pretty comforting seeing that Zombie Chow in the field, knowing you got that extra little bit of life there.
Yeah, it's like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Plus, Satib obviously didn't know what type of mage it was, so he's got to throw that out there on turn 1, just in case.
Yeah. Most definitely. Even if you don't know, even if you know it's Freeze Mage, you might as well get it out there, can clean up some scientists and stuff, and usually gets in about 5 damage, 6 damage, whatever, and then heals them for that much. So sometimes you get one or some damage out of it, but at least it's something they have to kill eventually, right?
Sure, yeah. And Tasmine, a little unfortunate drawing into both of his ice blocks, so he didn't have those mad scientists that you were talking about, so that's a little unlucky for him.
Yeah, I personally hate drawing the secrets as Freeze Mage. It drives me crazy.
Just coin concede if you have secrets in your opening hand.
Sometimes, man, you get that tilt on ladder. Tasmine's been holding back this Accolade of Pain for a while now, playing the secret instead last turn, just to try and make sure that Imp Gang boss isn't able to farm it. So, let's see if he's going to continue doing that still. He has the ability to even like Doomsayer this turn with like Frostbolt to kill the Zombie Chow to try and make the Doomsayer stick. He's got a lot of different things he could do. He could use Blood Mage and Frostbolt the Imp Gang boss to destroy it.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, or you just play Acolyte and then draw cards.
Yeah, I think that's probably where I would go. It's just the card draw. You're going to probably get at least 2 draws or force him to use a removal on it.
Yeah, exactly. And you got Blizzard coming up soon anyway, so like the 1/1s aren't really going to be too much of a problem. So I like the timing on it as well. And meanwhile, Satib's got a lot of cards in his hand and a lot of options.
Yeah, it's confusing looking up there. I mean, they're what does he have going on there? You got the Belcher on 5. That doesn't seem too great. You got to be expecting a freeze coming soon, either a Frost Nova or a Blizzard on turn 6.
One thing to note about Satib's hand right now is there's a lot of duplicates in his hand. We see double Belcher, and we see double Abusive Sergeant. So he's maybe not Reno Lock, which I immediately thought he was going to be a Reno Lock. He might just be a strictly combo lock.
Yeah, Reno Lock is definitely, I would say, more popular right now, so that's why we were expecting it. But it could definitely, as you're pointing out, definitely be more of the traditional hand lock, as you said.
Oh, no, not hand lock, combo lock. He's got the Faceless, he's got double Belcher, double Abusive. He's looking to get an Arcane Golem down, pump it up with some Abusive Sergeants and some Power Overwhelmings, Faceless that bad boy, and charge the face for massive damage.
Oh, okay, the Faceless. How do you know he had a Faceless before it came out? That's impressive.
Well, you see those 2 Abusives there. You gotta put the pieces together.
Like, that was impressive. Yeah, that's good, because he like tapped into it, and you're like saying he's got the Faceless, Faceless comes out, and I'm like, holy cow.
Yeah. How do you think I won BlizzCon?
That was next. Yeah, no, I'm all the doubters out there. This guy's legit.
Picks up power overwhelming. He's just missing the charger, really, and then he's able to put forth a lot of damage. But without the charger, he's got Hellfire for damage, so that's 3. He's got 2 Abusives, that's 4 more, 7. And then a Power Overwhelming's 4 more on top of that, so you can do 11 damage out of hand with 4 on the table, so he's got 15.
So he was just short of popping him. So throw out the Sludge Belcher. It's got the Death Rattle, so it's strong against an AoE clear.
Yeah, definitely going to be sticky and annoying for sure. So Tasmine here, he's got to be a little bit worried about dying, but not too worried. And you see that by him just, instead of using one of his valuable freezes, which always negates all onboard damage, he's instead going to go for the Flame Strike, which only negates all onboard damage if it can actually kill things. And in this case, it can kill things, so it negates a lot of damage.
Sure, I like that here. He didn't overreact too much and blow his freezes on a board that was weak to Flame Strike anyway. Plus, he was going to get the heal back, so definitely analyzing really high-level play from Tasmine, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that's all Freeze Mage is, really, is just figuring out how you can space out your freezes efficiently and when you can afford to freeze and when not to and whatnot. And he's doing a pretty good job of it thus far. And Steve, meanwhile, is just going to keep redeveloping minions. I mean, that's all he can do. And he's been prioritizing tapping a lot, we've seen this game. And that's most likely because he's got this big combo finisher that he's got to try and find, which requires a lot of cards.
Is it harder to get off the combo against, or not get the combo off, I should say, but to use it effectively to kill a Freeze Mage? Because once you use it, if you use it to pop them, how do you pop them again?
Yeah, that's going to be awkward, huh? Unless he's got 2 Arcane Golems in the deck, because we see 2 Abusives. So maybe he's got 2 Arcane Golems, something like that going on. Emperor Thorsan is a pretty nice draw here.
That is sick. He has a pretty good hand for it, too. Not a whole lot of burst, but he's got the Alexstrasza.
Yeah, Frostbolt and Ice Lance is going to go down to costing a combo of both those cards will cost only 1 mana. So that'll be pretty sick. And I mean, like, Emperor Thorsan on this board is actually kind of annoying to deal with. You can kill it on board, but he doesn't get to push any damage through, which is usually what you want to be doing on the turns that Freeze Mage plays Emperor Thorsan down, or any other big minions, is they can't freeze the board when they do it, so usually your on board wants to be threatening enough so that you can push damage. Well, for Statib's case, he can't really push any damage.
He'd have to use both Abusives to clear that and keep the Drake alive if he wanted to.
You can use Abusive BGH.
Oh, there you go. That's where he's going. I saw the target come down on the Emperor, and that's a really nice play.
Combo.
yeah, good call.
Yeah. He has. Does he have an answer for Alexstrasza now, though? Because he sort of threw that one away. So if Alexstrasza comes down now, he might be in a little bit of an awkward spot.
Well, trading in the Big Game Hunter is half of it, and then he's got... he can cash in a couple of his other minions, the Abusive and the Battle Cry from the other Abusive if he wants to.
Yeah, that'll definitely work out for him. Teeb's got 2 heal bots in his hand, so he's feeling pretty comfortable on life. And Tasmine going to try and lock down the board completely with a Doomsayer to pave way for Alexstrasza to come down.
Right, that Blizzard didn't look super impressive, but followed up by that Doomsayer, it stalls out the board and, more importantly, prevents development from Satib.
Yeah, which is going to allow him to hopefully, in his mind, get the Alexstrasza down on an empty board and be super threatening, especially now that Big Game Hunter's out of the way.
Right, the dream, because you can get him down to 15. He's got Fireball, Frostbolt, Ice Lance, as you mentioned earlier. He can play all that, and if Alexstrasza's not dealt with, you can just slam that into his face. He's got the Sludge Belcher, though, so that'll slow it down.
Yeah, he's got a few cards to help slow it down. He's got the Sludge Belcher and the Heal Bot, which is a pretty devastating way to slow down Alexstrasza for sure. But he's got nothing to do this turn. He's sitting there just a fistful of cards, and he's debating whether or not he wants to kill this Doomsayer. He's going to end up wasting some burn damage to deal with this Doomsayer, it looks like.
Could have gone with the Dream on the Implosion. Oh, there it is.
He is going for the Dream.
Oh.
Only 3. That was a ballsy play.
It was high. I mean, he was going to fill up his hand anyway, so he had to get a card out of his hand. So he just threw it out there and made the high risk, high reward.
I like what Tasmine's doing here with this Alexstrasza. He's holding back the Alexstrasza because it's not really going to do much, and he's just trying to get his opponent into a range where he can be threatening, lethal, and force a heal bot out of Satib. Because as soon as Satib heal bots, I guarantee you that Alexstrasza is coming down and setting him to 15.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's playing chicken with the Alexstrasza and the heal bots for sure.
And Satib doesn't look like he's going to bite. He's going to hold back the heal bot. But he does have the Earthen Ring Farseer to heal him back up a little bit. But Satib's got to be careful here. This is one of those scary situations against Freeze Mage where you could be dead any turn.
Yeah, the Soulfire could come in
there
huge
it is.
here. There's
There it is.
there's the burn, the
Yeah.
top deck burn. Oh man, you said it. It happened. The caster's
Yeah.
curse. You made it.
Yeah,
You
I
arrived.
feel bad. I jinxed Satib right there at the last minute.
Oh man, he's like, oh, he can't ping. I'm okay. Ah, crap. The 0-mana Ice Lance. I guess a 1-mana Ice Lance would have worked just as well. So Tasmine going up 2 games to nothing.
Yeah, crushing it. He's got Priest left though, so it's anybody's game, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. Fortunately for him, or unfortunately for him, I should say, that wasn't a Zulok. You'd prefer to see like a Zulok against Priest, right? Or as the Priest player.
As the Priest player, you definitely want to see aggressive decks most of the time. We don't know exactly what his Priest build is, but Priest has a really hard time, I'm guessing, against a deck that can hit you for 30. Because Priest is really, really slow. They're really good at staying alive and stabilizing the board. They're really bad at killing people. So it's going to be tough for Tasmine to actually reach a point where he can kill Satib before Satib's able to draw those power overwhelmings, those facelesses, and those chargers, and just pull off the combo and kill him. So
Yeah, good point. He's going to have to kill him on a turn that he doesn't expect him to be able to kill him, basically.
yeah, or he's just going to have to curve out insanely well and just have sticky minions that Satib can't deal with, and just hope he's able to build up a board. But
They both have
Priest-
pretty good curves.
Yeah, definitely. Both pretty good curves. Not bad. He's been able to pick up another power overwhelming there. Satib's already starting to build up a huge combo. And we see Tasmine here. He's going to go with the Death Lord immediately. It makes sense. It trades really well with the 2/2 on the board.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Definitely much better than Museum Curator here.
Oh, yeah.
Just donate that, basically.
Yeah. So,
Oh,
Satib
it values the board presence.
Yeah. He could have used the power overwhelmings, broken up the combo to try and kill it, but that's not how his deck operates, so obviously he doesn't want to be doing that. He wants to be saving those for his combo and trying to figure out the combo here.
Sure, he's got to keep his win condition, right? That's one of the things I mess up a lot, is you find yourself playing reactive to your opponent, and then you end up giving away your own win conditions.
Mm-hmm.
And not good.
Let's see, Implosion, sometimes lucky.
But he gets the 4.
Yeah.
He only needed a 3 there, so he had 66% chance that worked out for him. So he didn't quite need the dream, but he got it anyway.
That power overwhelming that power word shield top deck is insane. It's going to
That
allow
is
him to
huge.
trade in the Museum Curator, play down the Wild Power Mr. Power word shield, clear the entire board. Wow.
That's the
And,
swing he needed.
Yeah, Implosion for 4, and the Priest just laughs at it.
Wrecked. Because Satib was feeling really good there, because it was a turn before he could Holy Nova. So he's
Yeah.
like, I can put all this pressure on the board. He can't Holy Nova yet. Got him. And then
The
wrecked.
Flash Heal off the top lines up very nicely as well.
The top deck king right now. This is insane. You can even trade into there.
Yeah, and while Pyromancer stays alive at 1 health, Satib doesn't have a Mortal Coil or anything to finish it off. Satib draws a second Big Game Hunter, so we know he's running 2 Big Game Hunters in his deck. It's interesting. This makes sense with the 2 Abusive Sergeants. You can set up some combos with it.
Yeah, yeah. And not a whole lot to Big Game Hunter on Tasman's side, but as you mentioned, with the Abusive, you can pick off Harrison Jones or something of that nature.
Takes the Abusive there instead of going for maybe the Stone Tusk Ore, which could have cleared like the Wild Pyromancer or something. So he's really valuing winding up this combo to be super freaking huge. So I imagine Satib's going to be kind of playing the waiting game here and probably just... I guess not. He's using the BGH. Throwing this out. Let's see what happens with the Joust. The Skeleton Knight may return.
It's gonna be big. Oh, he wins the Joust.
He wins the Joust.
Nobody wins Jousts.
Yeah, that's how I feel when I play with the Joust mechanic.
And they both have 4 attack on Satib's side, so that's pretty annoying for Priest to deal with minions with 4 attack. In that sweet spot between Shadow Word Pain and Shadow Word Death.
unfortunately for Tasmine, he can't heal and play the Entomb. So it looks like he's going to go heal, then just drop out the Death Lord to make sure he can protect his Alchemized Soul Priest, just because it's such a powerful card.
Sure, yeah, and it doesn't... that's really annoying for Satib to deal with. He's going to have to...
Twisting Nether?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, it seems good. You get a minion out of the Death Lord as well. But no, he's going to hold off, be extra patient with that Twisting Nether, which I kind of like. He's the patient deck. As soon as he finds his charger and he has his lethal setup, I think he's going to Twisting Nether and then do the whole Arcane Golem combo behind the Twisting Nether. And until then, he can just kind of wait out the Priest, because Priest is not going to kill him anytime soon. So...
Yeah, because he knows it's gonna be slow. You just gotta, you don't want to allow your opponent to heal, so he doesn't want to use all that burst damage and then give Tasmine time to heal back up anyway, and then it was just all negated. So he knows he's got to do it quickly when he does it.
Mm-hmm. Definitely one of the weirder matchups.
Yeah, for sure. I'm not super familiar with this. How you would play it correctly. Fortunately, I don't have to be. These guys are the...
Yeah. The third Power Overwhelming is now in the hand, and Satib still just kind of slowly taking his time, trying to force Tasmine to overcommit to really put pressure on him, and just waiting until he gets all those combo pieces lined up to be able to deal 30 damage in one turn to Tasmine.
That Twisting Nether probably going to come out now. This is a pretty big board, especially with that basically 4 damage. It's a double Hunter hero power right now. So.
Yeah, that is a Smork hero power. Yeah,
that can kill minions.
If Tasmine is going to commit the third minion, and now the Twisting Nether, it pretty much has to come out, right?
Oh yeah,
what other
absolutely.
option does he have?
Tasmine played into it a little bit by developing that Harrison.
Yep, and we see it here after the tap.
Tap first, pro move. See what you get.
Might draw the other Twisting Nether.
Sure.
Right, Skeletal Knight coming back, that infinite value card.
Off of a Curator too. That's the funny part.
Yeah.
The value.
And both big game hunters have been used, so he does find the Emperor Thorsan though to discount all of these combo pieces. So now he's just waiting. Now he just needs the charger after this, and it's gonna be lights out for Tasmine if he's able to pick up a charger.
If Satib's still alive, that's 7 damage coming in.
Yeah. But being Priest without an Alkani, it's pretty tough to find ways to deal damage. But he does have this Cabal Shadow Priest lining up on that Imp Gang boss.
That is pretty big.
Yeah. And then just value trading the Skeletal Knight, maybe getting it back.
We're going to start with that, as you said, and see if he gets it back. Doesn't want a double chest.
Yeah.
Never lucky.
I mean, that's just fair RNG, right?
He's going to hold back one of those smaller minions just
Holy
to keep something in hand. It makes sense.
Satib has so much potential damage when he finds a charger. He's got 3 Power Overwhelmings, so that's 12 right there, and then 2 Abusives, that's another 4, and then that all gets doubled.
Yeah, if he draws Leroy, this is GG, isn't it? I mean, that's a lot of damage.
If he would have taken the Stone Tusk Boar off the Dark Peddler instead of the Abusive, then he would have had 3 Power Overwhelmings and 1 Abusive on a Stone Tusk Boar, and then Faceless it, which would have been enough for lethal, right?
That's what, 26
that would have
damage?
been 30. As 1 plus 12 is 13, plus 2 is 15, and then Faceless it.
Oh, right, because he had the other Abusive. Yeah. I was counting. Wow.
So if you would have taken the Stone Tusk Boar and went the Boar control route...
That was exactly 30 damage. That would have been insane lethal.
Yeah. He's had to have figured he would have drawn a charger by now, though. It's kind of ridiculous.
Sure.
Oh, there it
there's
is.
one. Is that
That's
enough?
the game.
Is that the game?
Do we have to count?
I think we just did. Just add 3 to it, basically. Oh, man, this is insane.
Yeah, this is why Priest has a hard time with this matchup against the combo Warlock. It's just... Priest can control the board all day. The problem is Priest takes their sweet time trying to win, and if you give this deck time, this is what happens. We even get the brand involved.
Abusive. Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off.
Abusive Faceless.
Oh, man. Make sure he sequences correctly, and he hits him in the face like an old school patron warrior. Alright, so Satib bringing it back.
Yeah. I'm glad we didn't get a sweep in the first game of the stream. That would have been depressing. And it's pretty cool that we get to see Combo Warlock.
And it worked.
And it worked, yeah.
I mean, you give them enough time, which Priest usually gives them enough time to do it, and they're gonna draw him eventually, especially with that life tap.
But Tasmine's still in a crazy favorable position because he has Priest remaining, and we saw the Light Bomb in there, and just general control Priest cards, Alkanized Circle, whatnot. And Satib has left Paladin and Patron Warrior. Patron Warrior has a really hard time dealing with Priest now, actually, because of the Light Bombs, and there's the ability for Priest to heal forever and take care of all of Patron Warrior's threats.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, the matchup has definitely changed.
Yeah, it used to be Patron Warrior could just OTK Priest in one turn with the Frothing combo, because just similar to what just happened, like Priest gives them too much time and then they make it happen. But now, Patron doesn't have that out anymore. They don't have that big 30 damage combo, so Priest can actually just grind them into fatigue. But we see the Paladin matchup first.
Sure. And Priests really only run the 2 taunts, right? They just run the Death Lords usually, and that's about it.
Death Lords and then sometimes Sludge Belchers as well.
Okay.
Oh yeah, not too many on the sides of taunts. We see good hands from both players here, so we're in for an exciting game. What do we get off the Curator? Definitely Sludge Belcher.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's against the
here.
Paladin. Yeah. Oh wow, gets the Mysterious Challenger. So, yeah, what a sick curve. I don't see how the Priest keeps up here.
You'd be surprised. Sometimes the Priest can really make things happen. This is like a really good matchup for Priest, but at the same time, leaving that Knife Juggler unchecked here is going to be pretty damaging, because that guy, he racks up so much damage so fast.
So I hear.
I think I would go with Sylvanas. I mean, you got
Is it
plays.
too greedy?
It's a little greedy, but I mean, honestly, what is Huge Toad or what is Harvest Golem going to do as a card for you? Like, you're going to just run out of steam. It's not going to accomplish enough on the board, so I would definitely pick Sylvanas as just something that can have a big impact.
To answer the Mysterious Challenger.
Sure. And Tasmine disagrees. He thinks Sylvanas is too slow. He's like, Firebat, they're going to kill me, man. I got to go with this Harvest Golem and get some protection here. So, respectable choice for sure.
Sure, because turn 4 he just had the Alkanize, so...
Yeah, it seems like he does not want to play out the Alkani on turn 4 just to drop it on the field.
Ooh, the Juggles going face is good for Tasmine.
Yeah, it's to keep his Museum Curators both alive, and Knife Juggler's forced to trade into one, get some damage on things. If he's able to find a Wild Pyromancer now...
Yes, just thinking that.
Got double flash heal.
Never lucky.
Yeah. It's going to be good with this Alkani Soul Priest on coming turns, but for now it's not going to be very good. And good pick on the Harvest Golem, going to allow him to actually play something this turn without having to use that Alkani with 2 flash heals in hand.
Okay, so now for the Paladin, do you just ignore that because you got so much pressure on the board, or do you respect the AoE clears too much?
Satib seems to be a very respectful man, I'd say.
I like this line of play. He's just trading off the 1/1 tokens, keeping his board resistant to clear with the...
Yeah, it makes sense with the Mysterious Challenger in your hand. You know you have the cards that can really go the distance, so why not just trade? So I like it as well.
Next turn's going to be awkward for him. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah.
Tasmine does pick up the AoE, but as we said, it's not very good here. It actually makes a slightly worse position as far as minions is concerned. Or I guess the same position. You get rid of a Divine Shield.
Yeah, basically. And, yeah, I like the Harrison here. We gotta find a circle for Tasmine. He really needs to find Alkanized Circle to be happening. At least something more to react to the board faster.
Ooh, Tyrion picked up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Tyrion
man.
is so devastating now that Harrison Jones is gone. The Priest is... well, actually, he's got Entomb still, so he's fine unless he uses Entomb on the Mysterious Challenger. Then Tyrion becomes a big problem.
If he's alive till then, he's got to throw down the Sludge Belcher for now.
Yeah, it's not looking great for the Priest, which this is supposed to be a matchup that Priest is extremely favored in.
It just shows the power of Paladin hitting a curve.
Yeah, is ridiculous when Secret Paladin hits that curve, and he's hit it pretty nicely. He's had a few missteps here and there, you know. Turn 5, he didn't have a 5-drop, but had to settle with True Silver Champion.
Settle, yeah. Even when they're even when they're quote unquote unfavored, if they hit that curve, I don't think they're unfavored in just about anything.
I like this Cabal Shadow Priest here. It's the most aggressive move he could do on the board, I think. Like, least defensive, and I think he's got enough health to play with here. Paladin usually doesn't burst too much, and he's got the flash heals in reserve to heal himself back up if he needs it, so I really like it.
So how does he deal with this? He does have a minion on board, which is huge to be able to pop those secrets and then try to clean up afterwards. So I guess you just start with that, because those animations take so long. I don't know how many turns I've given up because I took too long.
Yeah, that is an option for sure. You can try and get the attack in with the spider, have the Avenge land on the Mysterious Challenger, and go for some sort of Entomb play. He has a Flash Heal Hero Power play. He is going to go for it, sacking in the spider and see what happens.
Doesn't get the juggle.
Oh, man. So now there's an extra thing there. The Avenge did not go off because we see it's in Satib's hand right now. So he's not running too many secrets in his Secrets Paladin.
Sure, the 6 secret combo maybe, or package I should say, rather than combo.
Well, we haven't seen an Avenge this entire game, right?
Well, he's got one on the board, right?
No, there's none on the board when they attacked in. So he only runs one Avenge, and he runs... So I'm guessing he probably only runs these 4 secrets. I don't think he's got any more secrets in his deck.
Well, the Avenge didn't go off because he didn't kill anything, because the Knife Juggler killed his Haunted Creeper.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I know what's going on now.
So I can hover over it for you. I mean, World Champ, but I can hover for you.
Okay, yeah. He's
Redemption and Avenge are still out there.
My bad. Thanks for clearing that up for me, Coach.
Good work, team. This is a lot of pressure. He's going to have to... I guess you got a Holy Nova, but you're still dead on board, so...
Ooh, the death can clean up the minion that gets avenged, because the Avenge is there. And he's got Flash Heal to help him heal.
Unless if
it doesn't land. So he's got Holy Nova into death. He's got enough mana for that exactly. That'll bring him up to 8. Something will get redeemed. And he's hoping the Knife Juggler gets buffed by the Avenge so that he can death the Knife Juggler. And then there'll just be a 1/1 brought back to life. So there'll only be 3 pressure left on board.
Well, the Noble Sacrifice will be brought back, correct? Because it was the last one played.
Yeah. Well, did he need hero power after that, actually, though?
He hero powered after, right? But Noble Sacrifice, or Redemption brings back the
first minion?
The first one played, right?
Yeah. So he will get the 2/1, so he'll have the 2/1 and the 2/2, so he'll have 4, and then he's got his weapon, which is only 1, so he'll have 5 damage left, and Tasmine will be at 8 health. Assuming everything goes right.
So he can survive. Right, yeah, if it goes on the Juggler, or if the...
Yeah, if it goes on the Minibot, things could get weird. Uh-oh.
This is awkward.
Yep. Now he's going to get juggled.
And the juggle. Oh, right. Yep.
And now he's just dead on board.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, but it was the play still.
For sure. Okay, well, Satib able to even up the series, tied at 2 games apiece.
This is what can happen sometimes. You design your lineup to beat Paladin, and then your opponent plays Paladin and just draws a really good curve.
Yeah, that was disgusting. And he had more to follow it up, too. He hadn't even fizzled out. He had Tyrion. And probably the top deck boom.
He was just getting started. Yeah. There was no slowing that Paladin down. Like, ugh.
He didn't even reach his final form.
Yeah, exactly. But this matchup, I believe, is more favored for Priest than Priest against Secret Paladin.
Do we just keep jinxing Tasmine by saying he's favored?
Yeah, pretty much. We're killing his tournament experience. It's all keep giving him the caster's curse.
There's no way you lose this matchup as Priest. Oh, crap.
Satib's got the Death Bite, though. That's the card he's looking for. Tasmine's got the Light Bomb already. I would be really tempted to hold that Light Bomb if I was
would, too, especially with the coin.
Yeah, you got the coin, and you already got a Museum Curator to make something happen. But he values getting his curve much more highly than answering his opponents. So he's going to pass it back, and he's going to say, you know what, I'm a pro. I'm going to hit my early game curve, and then I'm going to draw into the Light Bomb when I need it.
Sure,
so,
what a baller.
Yeah, I mean, odds are pretty good you find it in time by 6 anyway.
Satib does get the, sorry to cut you off, does get the War Axe, though, for the Clerics. That's a little awkward now.
Oh, yeah. Usually in these sort of matchups, you want to hold back your Clerics and make sure that you don't play them unless you are actually getting value out of them. So I imagine he's only going to play it when he has something he can actually heal.
Makes sense.
Because it's just so important to get that card draw, because you're being reactive to them. You need to find the right answers in your deck for the situation.
Right, and with them not being able to burst you down like the old ways, then you're able to play a little bit slower in that fashion.
Yeah, exactly. So
Cultist dies on board.
Yeah, it's
It's the
really,
curve play.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to do it. Like, you don't have any other good options, so you just get rid of his weapon charge. Hope he doesn't have another weapon. Unfortunately for Tasmine, Satib's got the whole armory in his hand, so.
And the slam is nice.
Yeah, that's interesting. He went for the slam there instead of trying to like maybe Corcoran the face. Just get a nice Smorkaron in there and use his Armor Smith to help clear.
That was definitely the aggressive play for sure, yeah. He's played it a little bit safer, valued the card draw.
Yeah, so he's going to try and... I guess he's armoring up with the rest of his mana now. Kind of a little bit of a float there. Because the armor against Priest really accomplishes nothing. Like, Priest is not trying to kill you.
Well, he could re-equip a War Axe, is the debate here.
Yeah, if you're looking to play a 4-drop next turn, then you would definitely re-equip the War Axe. But you always want to be developing this Death Spite so you can start using it to make patrons, using it to cycle off Acolyte of Pain, and use it to activate executes and whatnot.
Sure, if he can draw into a patron, he'll want to make sure that he kept that.
Yeah, so we have the Alkanized Circle combo for Tasmine, so he's got to be sitting pretty comfortable now. That's when you find that against the Patron Warrior, you're usually pretty good, because that can kill any minion that they can play, basically, aside from Dr. Boom and Grom, which you have Death and Entomb for.
Sure. Which one do you Death and which one do you Entomb, if you have your option?
If you have your option, I would probably Death the Dr. Boom and Entomb the Grom. Just killing your opponent with their own Grom, that's very satisfying.
So such a rewarding life.
It's the only time it feels good to be Priest.
So he's able to get the heal off and draw a card there and keep the health on the slime was completely irrelevant because it's going to die to the War Axe anyway, but he gets the card draw there.
Yeah, that's really what he was trying to find, is more cards, because even though he has the answer to Patrons right now, he does not have an answer to Dr. Boom yet, and that's what he's afraid of as turn 7 gets approaching. So he's got to try and find either Shadow Word Death or Entomb, or Vol'jin if he runs it, any answer that can kill a big thing, because that's really just the next step of this game.
Fortunately for him, Satib does not have anything that big yet, but you never know.
Yeah. So, as the Priest, really, you just got to find, can I kill Patrons? Alright, good. Got that unlocked. And then it's, can I kill big things? And then once you got both of those things checked, then it's just, you sit around and then wait for the Patron to fizzle himself out and just line your answers up correctly. And Satib here is trying to figure out the best way to combat this board.
Yeah, that was very awkward.
Yeah, and Tasmine's going to get some nice trades with his minions here, which usually you don't get.
Especially allowing Tasmine to trade off the Wild Pyromancer, which sometimes you can potentially exploit as a patron player if they've got to use the spell for propagate your patrons.
Tasmine could potentially draw a lot of cards here if he wanted to, but he notices that Satib doesn't seem to have very good ways to kill his minions, so he's going to go with the Cabal Shadow Priest and just continue pushing his on-board tempo instead of going for the draws.
I like it, because now you can clear 2 patrons, even if he swings the axe.
And Boom.
On board.
I
and Boom.
Like this. Yeah.
Good call.
You didn't have a way out of hand to deal with Boom, so might as well make a really big board so your opponent can't play Boom. I like that line a lot. And
gets the Battle Rage for 3. That's nice value there.
Yeah, that's exactly what you're looking for out of your Battle Rages. Now he's able to have patrons, but Tasmine, he's got the Light Bomb, he's got Alkanized Circle, he's got answers to big things, and he's got answers to patrons. So he's got everything in check so far to try and extend this game into the long run, and now he's just got to make sure there's no missteps along the way.
Do you Auchenai the Acolyte of Pain first to prevent a card draw, or has that ship sailed, judging by the size of Satib's hand?
Yeah, I don't think that the card draw is too important right now. The most important thing is saving your answers. So if you use the Alchemy here, now you all of a sudden you have no Alchemy Circle for patrons. So now you're forced to Light Bomb patrons.
Gotcha.
And then let's say Grom comes out after that, and now you don't have any Light Bomb for Grom.
Oops.
So, yeah, you have the answers. Just be patient with it. That's what I would do. And
I just brought it up because he drew the Light Bomb as an
yeah.
answer too.
Yeah. That's his answer for big things right now. But it does look like he's going to go with cycling off this circle here. I think I keep that up.
It's pretty good. He can heal both of those all the way back up. Draw 4 cards. This is a good circle. Good work.
Yeah. He's got plenty of... Yep, now he's got an answer for patrons and an answer for big things. And more answers for patrons.
Both
Just drawing
patrons?
this many cards
Yeah.
as Priest is insane. And look at those 4/7s. They're definitely not injured anymore.
Because the way you win this matchup as patron, right, is by Priest not having the answers. So you want to go off before they can get their answers, is basically how you win.
Yeah.
As I understand it.
Pretty much. And Tasmine drawing this many cards out of his deck is just guaranteeing himself to find all the answers. And he has them all. That hand from the Priest is just beautiful.
So he gets the heal, trade off the Cleric, I guess. Taking the value trades, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah, definitely not what you want to be doing as the patron player. You're supposed to be the aggressive deck here, and you're forced to be reacting to clerics, and there's 3-4 attack minions on the board. Oh my. 3 4/7s now.
Yeah, I was going to say, I like the Power Word Shield there. Prevents the swing getting a bunch of value.
Yeah, he's able to just take value trades here if he wants. Heal his minions back up, draw more cards. At this point, the Priest has got to worry about fatiguing himself, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So many cards. Wow.
You can Power Word Shield it again to get it out of the swing range.
Yeah, out of the Deathbite range for sure. Why not?
Oh, he's going to go ahead and save that. He's got a better plan in mind.
Sure.
Or a different plan in mind, I should say.
Yeah. Maybe saving it for a Wild Pyromancer or something. Saving it after an Alkanai Circle turn so we can preserve the Alkanai.
Ah, good call. Good call. Prevents it from dying to Whirlwind on the next side.
Mm-hmm.
Potentially. Oh, patrons, you got to go off eventually. He finally drew that inner rage, so looks like we're going to go ham. He's got to execute, so he can kill one of those 4 6s that'll be after the Whirlwind.
Yeah, he's kind of hoping here that he makes patrons, then his opponent's forced to light bomb the patrons, and then hopefully his opponent has no answer left to deal with Boom on the following turn. But looking at Tasmine's hand, we can see that Satib could throw a lot of patrons and a few booms at him, and Tasmine would still have answers for him.
And the Light Bomb doesn't even kill the Blade Master or the Cleric, so he can Light Bomb and keep his whole board alive.
Yeah, it's not bad. And then he can heal him back up and draw more cards.
Yes. Sounds good. Sounds good. Let's do that. He's going to draw first.
Yeah, he's looking for lethal here. He's really close to actually being able to lethal his opponent. He's got
good call.
the Alkanai Flash Heal. If he was able to pick up the other Flash Heal there, that would be lethal.
There's the Flash Heal.
There's the Flash Heal.
That's a lot of damage.
So yeah, the Priest suddenly has 10 damage, or 12 damage out of hand with the hero power. So Satib is actually facing down potential lethal on his following turn. Little does he know.
Yeah.
You never really quite expect the Priest burst damage, but...
They never see it coming.
Yeah.
They never... So if he doesn't clear the board here, as you said, he's got...
Yeah, he's got to clear the board and not take any damage.
Yeah, yeah. Uh-oh, that ship just went away. He's in trouble now.
Uh-oh. And he's going to make another board of patrons as a last-ditch effort to try and win the game. And Tasmine's got the other light bomb. He's got Alkanai Circle. He does not mind patrons at all. And he's got lethal. So
and he's got... Oh, there's that.
Yeah.
But as the team side, you can't. You got to play to your outs, right? So he's still playing the way that he thinks gives him the best opportunity to win. So that's why he doesn't know that his, Tasmine was one off of lethal without taking damage. So he's got to give it a shot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely patrons were the right play there. I mean, you got to go all in and hope they don't have another light bomb, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, it seemed like pretty well played from both sides. I mean, this is a matchup that Priest is just designed to win now. Like, it used to be one of the worst matchups for Priest, and now since the Warsong Commander nerf, it is literally one of the best matchups for Priest. So, and his Priest even had a Harrison Jones in there to probably secure up this matchup in particular even more.
But yeah, I saw
So,
that. So he's definitely targeting the. I guess it goes along with targeting Paladin too, right?
mhm.
So you can
So,
target Paladin, Warrior, both of
yeah.
those very popular.
Yeah, so pretty solid play and solid deck selection for sure. Always like seeing Priest, and Priest doing well in a tournament. That's not something you get to see every day.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, that ends the first match. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here, but we will be back shortly with the second semifinals match, which will be between For the Dream and Aikileyu. We'll work on that pronunciation in the downtime, but sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. But stick around, and we'll be back shortly.
All right.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Elephino Open number 8. Once again, I am Elephino, and I am joined by my good friend, Firebat, the 2014 Hearthstone World Champion.
All right.
So I cut you off. I cut you off a little bit. You were going to say hi, but I cut you off. My bad. So
I was just going to say you don't really need to introduce me like that every time.
Oh, okay. Well, you know, it's kind of a big deal. I don't know why these controls are there underneath your picture, but anyway, we are ready to start the second match between For the Dream and Aikila. So they are added and they are ready to go. So let me go ahead and tell them to start when ready, and we will get you guys into the action. Firebat, do you mind going through their lineups real quick for me while I tell them?
Sure. We got For the Dream. He's playing Mage, Paladin, and Warlock classes because his Shaman class is banned. Then we have Aikila. He is playing Druid, Mage, and Paladin, and his Warlock class is banned. We don't really know what the specific deck archetypes are of these classes. We just have to kind of guess from the bans what's really going on there. And I have no idea, really.
This could be anything. This is an open tournament, so they could be running their own little variations of whatever they want.
Yeah, exactly. We saw in the last match, we saw Combo Warlock being represented, and we saw Control Priest being represented. So, I mean, everything's really on the table here, and that's what's great about open tournaments is you really get to see different sort of things because you get to see so many different players.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. That is fun. You don't see all the traditional, net decks, if you will, necessarily.
Yeah. Well, you get to see some of them for sure. But
sure, right.
Just more players, more variants, more Hearthstone, and that's what we like to see.
I like it. They are preparing to battle a friend, so as soon as they get, we will get in there. It looks like they are ready. Let me try to spectate this, and then we will get you guys into the action.
We're elbowing through the crowd right now.
Here we go. We're elbowing. I like it. Oh, sorry about these check marks. Let me get rid of those.
All right. So we have Aikila with the Freeze Mage on the bottom, and we have For the Dream also as the Mage on top, but he is playing the Tempo Mage. So two different types of mages clashing together. Well, Aikila could still also be Tempo, but I'm more leaning towards Freeze Mage simply because of the double Arcane Intellect.
Yeah, definitely. That'd just be a really unfortunate hand if he's Tempo.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes Tempo does play all these cards though. So.
Oh, sure, definitely. Arcane Intellect is definitely something ran in Tempo. Prevents you from fizzling out too early.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting here. Like in the Freeze Mage mirror, you want lots and lots of draw against your opponent. Against Tempo Mage, you don't want any draw. You just want removal so that you can clear up their minions. So Aikila here is sort of deciding, and he is going to pass back one of the Arcane Intellects but keep the other one, deciding what his opponent's mage can be based on the rest of his opponent's lineup.
Sure, letting For the Dream do his mulligans first, and getting that little bit of information, perhaps.
Mana Worm coming down on turn 1 For the Dream.
Well, there's no debate now. He knows he's Tempo Mage. He has the Frostbolt to answer. That's good.
Definitely a clean kill there. He's also got Doomsayer, which can come out pretty early to slow down the board.
Well, now I don't know about you, but sometimes I like to tech in Doomsayer to my Tempo Mage, just because it throws people off, so it still could be Tempo Mage.
What? What are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
No, it's definitely Freeze Mage. Just want to throw everybody off. So definitely Freeze Mage from Aikila.
Aikila starting to work away at that Mad Scientist. He's going to try and pull out a mirror entity for the Dream, and then he's going to try and get the Dream of having his Doomsayer go off for free.
It's definitely probable. Fortunately, For the Dream has the coin for Flamewaker. So he's debating on using that right now.
Pointing out one of these Ezra Drakes seems pretty tasty.
This is both of the juggles, not a big deal. By juggles, I mean